But men who have come to see Gita Menon can now take leave. Ambassador and ambassador. But this is not what you got, so you have to put up with me. I am at least a warm-bodied and warm-hearted person. So, Thomas Abraham asked me to talk for a few minutes. In fact, it will be a few minutes because I am a great believer in Mark Twain saying that before dinner, speeches have to be like ladies' skirts. Short enough to be interesting and large enough to cover details. If you think it's naughty, I didn't say it, a great man said it. Mine, I think, may be interesting, if not because of the time limit, large enough to cover any details. Today is a Sunday, but I'm not a preacher, so I cannot preach. I profess. What I like to share with you, what I have more recently learned after listening to a Buddhist monk. There's a Buddhist temple near our house. There's free yoga, meditation session there. After that, he talks for 5 minutes. Anything free, I go. Here it is free, at least for me. I go to yoga lessons Tuesday, it is free. And listening to him and also reading the great books of Tagore and others, something has been reawakened in me. By the way, Tagore's autobiography is so great, I could never understand why that was not prescribed in our universities and colleges to read. And similarly in Malayalam, some of the books by Ananda Bose, this is one that I read Rendu Masam Mumba, Keralathinte വാക്ക് എങ്ങനെ തുടങ്ങി എന്നുള്ളതിനെ കുറിച്ച് നല്ലൊരു ബുക്കുണ്ട്. He's such a marvelous writer. But what I have learned from all this is that actually Tagore, who talked about a candle who has been asked by the Lord to light the whole world. The candle said, I cannot light the whole world, I'm just one candle. I can light this corner. And just imagine if all the Keralites could light a candle in Kerala, how bright Kerala will be, and the 7 billion people in the earth could light the world, how enlightened it will be. Where can we enlighten? There are many areas, there are many problems. Energy, the East, my favorite is energy, education, environment, and so on and so forth. I'll just restrict to two of the areas close to my heart. One is the poverty in Kerala and also pollution, especially after the Sandys and Irene. You might think poverty. I serve in an association called Volunteers in Service to Education in India. We give scholarships to poor people. We don't interfere with the selection of the students by the school, but we go to see how they are doing it. One afternoon, a kid came with a shirt so torn that it could not take another stitch. But I didn't say anything. I'm glad I didn't, because in the afternoon, another kid came wearing what looked like the same shirt. It was the two brothers sharing the same shirt. There's a lot of poverty, father drunk or deceased, mother sweeping the floors, and they don't have anybody in the Gulf or in USA. There are a lot of poverty. We cannot help everyone. We try to do what we can. The thing is that we can share our wealth until we give actually everything away. We'll be happier. The Buddhist philosophy, same thing in Gita and Bible and Quran, that you give everything away, those who receive will be happy, and those who give will also be happy. I started giving away because I thought if I don't give away, my wife is she's not here. Thomas, don't tell her. She's going to contribute to Macy's and Saks Fifth Avenue and Harry Winston and all that. I thought it's better to give it to. So And the thing is that there are some great people in India who do that. I was paid by Mr. Narayanamurthy, the Infosys chair, who has this Akshaya project. How many of you have heard of the Akshaya project? Okay. It's just wonderful what he does. He lives in a simple house. He told me, I was the one who was involved in giving him the Hoover Award, which Kalam received 2 years ago and Carter received 4 years ago, that he doesn't have a TV in his house. He's a high-tech man. He doesn't have a TV in his house. And he started this Akshaya project. You know, Akshaya means you can give and give, the pot never becomes empty. The project feeds somewhere between 1 and 2 million kids every day. Close to 2 million kids every day. Think of the logistics involved. I'm worried about the hygiene. Apparently he has a video and he showed me that everything is done automatically. Cooking, pumping, distributing the cards, and keeping track of the tracks so that if a truck didn't reach the school, nobody is going to go hungry. And that's the kind of thing that I think other Keralites here can do. Share our wealth, you will be happy, and we'll also be happy. Now he competed, right? When he built up Infosys, he competed. The first one company failed. We are also urged to compete right from childhood. I deserved it for other reasons and I won't go into it. So you have to compete and compete. But then here is some others say you have to cooperate. Are both possible? I think so. I am reminded of Rogers, the TV star who conducted a program for children. How many of you used to, I don't think he's, how many of you remember Rogers, Fred Rogers? He talked at a convocation ceremony at Chatham College in Pennsylvania about the Seattle Olympics for disabled people. There are 9 kids were taking part in competition. They were running, and one of the boys, little boy, fell down, hurt his knees and started crying. The other 8 kids looked back, turned around, and went and joined him. A little girl kissed him and said, "Do you feel better now?" And they all moved together to the finish line and won. Who do you think won that race? Who do you think won the race? The guy. All of them. Apparently the entire auditorium, the entire sports auditorium got up and cheered. So we can win also more by helping others. So this is a story I tell my students all the time. Importance of teamwork, and with teamwork you can climb any mountain, you can cross any ocean. Now I think Professor Brown is starting to get nervous. So the last topic I do have to touch a little bit is, after seeing what happened in Irene and Sandy, I have to mention the effects of pollution. I saw Katrina's, the area affected by Katrina's that you don't normally see in TV. How devastating it is. And you wonder, is the landlord getting upset at the way we are treating our planet? I think so. We don't practice much recycling or reuse or whatever. And I think it's very, very important that for our children and grandchildren, we do whatever we can. Some of us recycle to such an extent that my wife goes crazy. I have to separate everything, every time. Even a small piece of plastic I take, and I shouldn't say that, she also cooperates very well in this regard at least. So it is very important, particularly in Kerala. Some of the top contaminated area, there's one in Gujarat and some others in Mumbai, and some in Kerala with the FSCT and Hindustan Insecticides Limited, an aluminum company near Periyar, and titanium plant near Trivandrum, and rayon plant. All of them are pouring still chemicals. And that is going to affect our children, and that is polluting water that is so precious. We have a lot of water because we get a lot of monsoon, but most of it is lost in groundwater and to the sea. Only 100 to 1/10 is saved sometimes. And there's again a lot that people from here, the engineers and scientists, can do it. The ministers come and talk, we have talked many times, they don't, it doesn't have much effect. However, I have found recently that if you tell them again and again, sometimes there is an effect. So there is a lot to be done, and I think to end in time, I would like to end with the slogan from by Maharshi Patanjali in yoga. I used to remember this, but memory, now I'm in nanotechnology now. I keep ranjami. With nanotechnology, my memory is few nanoseconds. So I want to trust on this. And this is very important because we wonder, can I do anything? What are you talking about? I can't do anything. It's such a big problem. This says when you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all your thoughts break their bounds. Your mind transcends limitations. There is no boundary. People to think out of the box. I say that you should not have a box at all. Your consciousness expands in every direction. You will find yourself in a new, great, and wonderful world. Dormant forces and faculties and talents become alive. And you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you ever dreamed yourself to be. So give your money away, and if you are not sure where to send it, you can give it to me. I safely will deliver it wherever it has to go. Thank you.